Welcome everybody to our iSpring webinar series where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. I'm Paulina Ionina, a community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's session that will be dedicated to the student journey map. We will talk about how to design an effective learner experience. And to cover this topic, I have invited the one and only Eva Reshubkina, Head of Instructional Design School at Skillbox. Hi, Eva. How are you doing today?
Hi, Pauline. I'm fine. Thank you for having me. Welcome to this session. Today, we'll talk about designing an effective learning solution, learning experience, and how to use student journey mapping to improve your courses. Let's begin. First, let's get to know each other. I'll introduce myself. My name is Eva. I'm a learning experience designer. I help experts and companies create effective learning solutions, online courses, and blended learning solutions. I lead the instructional design school at the online educational platform Skillbox. I support our instructional design team with trainings and learning experience and help designers develop their professional skills. And also, I have several projects of my own. For example, lxdhero.com is the community that was created for helping individuals who work in the field of education improve their careers and to progress to their professional level. Also, I am a mentor and consultant, and if you need any advice or a masterclass for your colleagues, welcome. I will be happy to help you with this task. In this session, we will talk about the student journey map. What is actually the student journey map? Which elements are essential and which elements are optional for the student journey map? How to build it and how to use it when it's done. But let's start with a question. What is a student journey map? I'll read you some definition. An SJM is a tool that allows you to understand and improve your students' experience while designing educational program. It means that a student journey map is a tool for instructional designers, for learning experience designers to create more engaging and more efficient learning experience in the course, in the educational program. Originally, journey mapping was used by marketing managers and user experience designers for analyzing and improving customer experience and user experience. So they had to make the process easier, more pleasant, more seamless, and of course, make their clients happier. In education, our goal is not only to make experience more accessible, our goal is to make our participants learn something through this experience, through this process. And our goal is to help our students to achieve their learning objectives, to find new things during this course. In this case, we work not only with instructions, not only with the content and structure of the lecture. We work with learning experience, and we should design the whole journey of our students. So in this case, the student journey map gives us kind of framework for creating and upgrading learners' journey, learner's experience, and we consider our course from our students' perspectives. There's the main idea, I think, of the student journey map. You might ask should I create a student journey map for every project? Of course, you shouldn't. You decide to create the student journey map when you create something new, when you build a journey for the new learning experience, or you want to implement new formats, new modules, maybe new roles. Also, you could use the student journey map for analyzing the course you already have, and if you want to make it better, you can use the student journey map. And sometimes you need the student journey map to look at detail and troubleshoot a course when you don't have a quick solution. For example, if you see that the course have some troubles in one module, you shouldn't create the whole learning experience of your whole program. You need just analyze this one module, one lesson, one part of the course, and create this student journey map to analyze what happened there and how to um, fix it, how to improve the learning experience. It will help when you need to make changes. But on the other hand, if you're satisfied with your learning course, with your solution, you probably don't need create a student journey map. So it's very resource consuming task, and you should decide twice if you need the student journey map or not. Let's see more in detail. Let's consider what elements the map consists of. There are essential and optional elements. For first, we'll consider the entire framework step by step, and then we'll see each of these elements, which are essential and which are optional. So this is the whole journey map. It's one of the framework I want you to discover at this webinar. This is an overview of our student journey map, and we'll consider each line of the table separately and discuss what each line means. First, every journey starts with key stages, essential stages of the journey. This could be modules, a number of weeks, lessons, or some essential parts of the journey. In this example, you can see the preparation stage and the first module. Of course, this is example. You can create more modules and make it bigger, even bigger. So after defining the main stages, you should analyze what actions should students take at every stage. Our example shows a preparation stage, and we see the action taken at the stage. For example, a student gets an instructional letter, fill out the form, etc. Get familiar with the platform, etc. You should at the stage you should define what actions your students will take, what they will do at every stage of the journey. And at the same time, you can fill in the touch points. Touch points, it's what the learners interact with. It could be platforms, tools, interfaces. And in this case, we can see email, Google Form, Telegram messages, and iSpring Learn LMS system. Also, you can define any learning formats that you have. For example, you can define where your students will have networking, where they will have a lecture, etc. Practice session, homework, etc. So this is first screen, and you see first four elements of this framework. Another two elements are typical for educational product. The educator goals, the learning objectives, and you should set goals and objectives for every student's action. For example, when they fill out their registration form, what our goal at this stage? What is learning objective at this stage? You should define each element. You should define according to the action what they take at this journey. You can also define student goals. Next, we see some key elements of the journey map. There are thoughts and feelings. It will help you if you define what students think with every action at every stage and what they feel, what will be their emotional reactions. It's crucial to write these thoughts and feelings on behalf of your learners. For example, you don't write, for example, what you think they think. You define actually their words, what they will tell about this stage and this action. As you see in this example, there are some expressions. For example, great, looking forward to it, or what alone form should I fill out? So you should define these thoughts as if your students will tell like this. Also, you can see that there are two colors. The green color shows positive thoughts, the red color shows negative ones. And after filling out all the student journey, you can see some stressful moments along the way, and you can find ideas to overcome these stressful moments. So it's very helpful to define what color, what emotion will be connected with these thoughts, positive or negative. So, and at the slide, you can see also emotional graph and engagement graph. Emotional graph represents the amplitude of emotions, of course, and from glad emotions to sad emotions. And the engagement graph shows the level of activity from high to low. It shows how students interact with the course. Do they actively participate, or they just passively listen to the lecture, for example? What emotions will students feel? What engagement will they experience? It also the question for you to decide. It's question for you to understand, to analyze what this experience will be in your student's journey. And it's interesting that even at this stage of journey mapping, you can see pain points. You can see ideas that will improve your learning experience. For example, if you see that probably your students will experience low emotional mood, and at the same time you see that in your program its engagement graph are high, this engagement will be at high level, of course you see that it might be some trouble in this point. You see that there are places of improvements. You analyze this predictable experience of your students, and you understand what should you do that will help you to make your students experience better, more smoother, maybe more creative, for them to feel more excited about their journey, about their learning experience. And of course, if you see that, for example, when they fill out this registration form, they think that there are too long. This form is too long, and maybe they think that it's boring to fill out this form, but they should do it for you to start the journey, start your lessons. Of course, you will understand how to improve this form to make it more engaging, or to make it more fast filling out. So and this is the way how you find ideas to improve your learning experience, your students learning experience. Let's see what's next in this framework. You see that you can describe your learning environment. You can define the way your learners interact with different components of learning environment, such as teachers, other learners, content, platform, etc. Um, Also, you should collect these pain points. You should collect these ideas and write down in the end of this table. You collect it from above, and you develop ideas to overcome these pain points. And you'll use these ideas later on when you will prioritize it and implement to your course. So let's summarize these elements to see what is essential, what is optional. These elements, as you see in this slide, are essential. Stages, actions, it's present in every journey map. Feelings, thoughts, touch points, pain points, ideas, and opportunities. These elements are based on the original methodology of building customer journey maps. That's why they are essential. They describe whole journey. But of course, you can add some optional elements. For example, you can add some elements about goals, objectives, about formats. You can add emotional graph and engagement graph, and also you can add some points about educational environment. For example, how this learner interact with content, with platform, teacher, other students, and even themselves. For example, if you add to your program some place for reflection or some place for goal setting, you can understand that at this point the students will interact with themselves, and it's great interaction for a learning experience. And you will analyze during the whole journey how many these points you have. Is it enough, or maybe you should add some points when they will reflect or when they will set their goals, for example. So this student journey map is actually analytics platform for you to decide how to improve your course, your learning experience. And as I said before, you can use these elements if you need, and if you want to focus on these aspects, you should add it. And of course, you can add any elements you need additional to this list. For example, if you need, you can add links to the presentations or names of speakers, dates, etc. Some additional materials which will be related to every stages or every action they have in this journey. Let's see what types of journey map I have for you. I showed you only one example, but of course there's various journeys out there. For example, you can see customer journey map. It's original methodology that used by marketing managers and user experience designers. It describes a customer journey. It's original methodology. I suggest you to dive deeper and learn about it more. Also, you see at this slide student journey map and learning journey map. What's the difference? You might ask. The difference is that student journey map could describe the entire journey, for example, from registration to implementing knowledge, from buying your course to implementing this knowledge on their work, for example. On the other hand, the learning journey map describes only learning part of the program, from first class to diploma, for example. So this is slightly a difference between these two kinds of journeys. Also, you can have teacher journey map or curator journey map, mentor journey map. If you consider them as a target audience and you want to analyze and improve their journey, you could create teacher journey map. For example, you have this, for example, some problem with interaction with teacher and the program, and you want to understand how to improve teacher experience, but because you want to make your teacher more loyal to the company, for example, or to the program, and you can create your journey about the teacher. And also, of course, you can create newbie journey map describing the employee's experience. For example, from finding a job and hiring process to maybe changing their role or even leaving the company. And therefore, you can create a journey map for whoever you want, whoever you feel needs it. And this is a very friendly framework. You can use it as much as you need, as much as you want, and there are tasks about it. And I want to show you some examples of journey maps. For example, this is CGM, the customer journey map. You should not read it, but you just get a sense that they all have the same elements, even if they look different. For example, in this CGM example, we see stages, actions, moods. It's like emotional graph, as you see it in the picture. Touch points, platforms, and phones. You see interfaces, pain points, and opportunities, some ideas to improving this journey. This is their original methodology, original view of this journey map. Next example is student journey map. You can see at this example phases like stages, doing like actions, what students do every stage, thinking what they think, feeling what they feel, and students experience at the bottom of this table is like emotional graph, how they experience this emotion during this journey. A next example is about student journey map tool. This example made in Miro. I don't know if you know about this platform, and I suggest you to discover this platform because it's very helpful for visualizing your maps and everything you do. And they have a good customer journey map template that you can use for student journey map and use it for creating this kind of journey mapping. And in this example, you can see the same elements, phases, actions, touch points, thoughts, feelings. And also you can see different colors of sticky notes, green and red. Green shows us positive emotions and thoughts. Red shows us negative emotions and thoughts. And you can see feelings as in form of emojis. So you can use sticky notes for like texts, your emotions, your students' emotions. And also, of course, you can use emojis and maybe pictures or some images that shows you their actual emotions. So then you can see emotional and engagement graphs. And the circles is how you can pinpoint the areas that need improvements. For example, at this slide, you see when your emotions level are low and engagement level are high. Of course, there are some places for improvements in this point. For example, it's day one about I don't remember what point is about, but you can see that it definitely needs more attention at these areas. And at the bottom of this table, you can see some notes about ideas, how to improve this experience. And the last example I want to share with you is Newbie Journey Map. This example, this map, we made with the team of Human Resources Department. And you can see there are some additional elements: expectations, process, channels. So this journey map was made in Miro 2, and you can use this tool for your journey maps also too. And what else I wanted to say at this slide, that you can use, of course, different tools for journey mapping. So we discussed the frame, but how to create journey map from scratch. Let's see SJM development process. it will be 6 steps of journey mapping. And the first step is define a business goal. Of course, the goal is the first point. It's useless to build a journey map just for fun or just to see the journey. Instead, you should determine the focus and the reason why you want and why you need to create this journey map and what problem you want to solve. Um, and that will be the first step. Next is find and describe the hero. Of course, you should decide who will be experiencing this journey. You should find and describe a representative person who will experience this journey, this learning experience. And as I said before, it might be a student, might be a teacher, curator, anybody you need. And we won't cover this topic on this webinar, but I suggest you to look for an empathy map or a persona model. These two methodologies will help you describe a person in detail. And you will describe the person that will have name, age, profession, hobbies, preferences, any ideas, any specific points about this person, and it's necessary to feel some kind of empathy to this person, and of course to the target audience. So the second step is find and describe the hero who will be experience your journey. The next step is determine a map type. As I said before, answering to your questions, you should decide what your journey will be about. If you create a new learning experience, your journey map will be based on prediction, or you will imagine just what your students will think and what they will feel at every stage. So if you don't know yet, just guess, just use your experience, use your colleagues' experience. However, if you redesign your learning experience of the current program, you can build the journey map based on the students' real thoughts and real feelings. And also you can create a journey map about the entire program or about some separate part or even the experience outside the program. For example, as I said, how students wake up in the morning, how they decide and think about upcoming classes, what they think about upcoming class, what they feel about upcoming classes, etc., and how they, in the end of the journey, will pass the final exam or get a degree. So you, at this point, you should decide what part of journey you want to focus on, what part of journey you need to analyze at this point. And only on fourth step, you fill in the map. You determine the elements that are important for you and fill the elements of the map. It's important that you can use Miro as a tool. You can use a piece of paper. You can use a whiteboard with sticky notes. The goal is to make the journey visual and make it on the one piece of paper. You should observe it whole to understand this whole journey. And of course, you can create an SGM on your own, but better as a team. You should invite somebody from your team to create it with you. And the fifth step is, of course, conduct research. And sometimes when you create a journey map based on the current program, it's essential to refine it according to the actual students' profiles. You can conduct survey, you can conduct an interview, focus group, etc. The goal is to make the journey closer to reality. as you asked me before and as I said you. And the last step is, of course, make a backlog, the list of projects, improvements, ideas, and prioritize it and improve your journey. Um, and this is the time when you remember your business goal from the first step. You remember why you created the journey, and what business goal you want to achieve, what task was when you started your creation. And as a result, you'll have a journey map describing students' experience and the list of idea how to improve your journey, your student experience. Of course, there is a question: how many SJMs do I need per course? In fact, if you have one target audience, from one target audience segment, you describe one persona, it equals one persona, and it means one journey map. So the number of journey maps depends on the number of persona you want to uh, go through this journey. So if you have several audiences, you should choose which segment is more important for you to consider and analyze, and you create so many student journey maps, as many as you need. Of course, if you have several goals, you can create several student journey maps for these different goals. Okay, what's next? What to do next? You've created your student journey map and you have the list of ideas. What's next? What to do with all these maps when it's completed? Of course, you select the ideas and make improvements. You can return to this journey map from time to time, freshen up, and come up with ideas. Also, you can make some other maps based on this map. For example, you could use this map for creation more specific or more general journey map. Uh, Also, you can use your journey map to create other projects. For example, for this target audience, it happens too. Um, the journey map is now live, and you can pin it in front of your team and maintain empathy towards your students and their journey. And remember about when you create learning experience, when you create your course, you should remember about your clients, about your students, and student journey map will help you to remember about actual people that will learn, that will study. So that's actually it for today. Let's take a look at our plan, and you can put some questions, and I have time for answer. In this session, we examined the student journey map. We um, discussed about what is a student journey map, which elements are essential, which elements are optional, how to build it, and how to use it when it's done. I hope you think that student journey map is helpful for your project. Let me know in the chat. I hope you will use it more uh, than before.
Yeah, thank you so much for covering this topic for our today's attendees. And one of the questions that I wanted to address to you, could you
Uh,
provide us with any case when you had a strong need in
mhm.
SJM?
Yeah, thank you for this question. It was the course, and I have three group before this journey map experience, and I wanted to decide how to improve my course, how to improve student experience, because I had some low participation in the end of the course. So I had some problem in the course, and I wanted to analyze this course. And actually, this is one of the slides of the journey map about this case. One of my examples are connected with this case. I'll show you this. And what I've done, I made this journey map, and then I asked my alumni from this previous groups. This is example, and I asked my alumni from this previous group to help me to analyze their experience. And there were some kind of focus group. I asked them to fill this journey map. How did they feel at every stage? How did they experience this journey? What did they think? What did they feel? And this was a great experience because I found some new ideas, some insights about this journey, and this was the case. Short answer is, when you want to improve significantly your experience, you should use a student journey map. I suggest to do it. When you don't need any big changes, you just satisfied with your course. It's not essential tool in your toolkit. It's just like advanced tool for your experience.
Hmm. Nice to have, but not
Yeah.
required. Okay, yeah, it looks like we covered all the questions that came during the session. I would like to thank everybody for being active, for participating in the conversation. And yeah, hopefully you found this information useful. And of course, thanks to you, Eva. And I hope to work with you in the future in any other webinars. And for now, I wish everyone a wonderful day, and see you at the next session. Bye, everybody, and bye, Eva.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.